global presentation show, Bring It On. I'm your hostess, Shin Ah-young. Today is the second round of playoffs. During the 6th week of preliminaries, we've seen 18 of Season 4 presenters all promote their countries right here on Arirang TV. Today, we will be welcoming 3 of our top performers back to the studio. So I hope you're ready because sparks are going to fly today. Let's start the competition by saying hello to our judges. She brightens up our studio, the multi-talented Punita. Hello.
Hello.
He's got the looks and he's got the brains. Robin, hello. She's been there and she's done that. Season 1 champion and the most sympathetic judge. Let's welcome back Amy. And in stark contrast, he leaves the presenters feeling so small. You know who I'm talking about. Ilya, hello. Okay, bring it on Season 4. It's the survival of the fittest. Let's meet today's contestants. She has the highest score among all 6 winners of the preliminaries at 78.31 points. Let's welcome back from Iran, Melina. Hello. And from Hungary, he's got the ice in his veins, not unlike our very own Ilya. From Hungary, Janos, welcome back.
Yeah.
The real-life version of Aladdin's Princess Jasmine. Let's welcome back Umeima from Morocco. Hello. Okay, welcome back, guys. We have some of the top guns of the seasons today. So, you will be needing a lot of luck. And speaking of luck, in Korea, we have this tradition of sticking sticky taffy to the doors at the exam venues for good luck. So what about in your countries? Do you guys do anything for good luck?
So in France, we have the four-leaf clover.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so there is a story about it with Napoleon. He dodged a bullet because he tried to pick one. So that's why it says to be good luck.
Wow.
Yeah.
Melina, what about in Iran? Do you guys have any traditions that bring luck?
Yes, actually, you remember my last presentation about pistachios? Like in Iran, sometime before, it's like people would sit under the pistachio trees, and if the shell cracks open and they hear the sound, it means like they're gonna get lucky. So that's a way to get lucky in Iran.
Okay, what about in Hungary?
In Hungary, if the cat crossing your way, black cat, you're gonna be lucky.
Oh,
You're gonna be lucky.
Black cat means opposite.
Yeah, if crossing the black cat your
In
way.
other cultures, black animals
Yeah.
tend to mean bad
it's
luck.
in
Yeah,
Hungary.
like cats, crows, birds, things like that. If they cross your way, it seems like, oh my goodness, I shouldn't go through that road.
No, this is in Hungary.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
What about in Morocco, Umeima?
Well, in Morocco, it's all about food. So some people believe in what we call edible luck. So we have this famous dish. It's called couscous, and that we eat every Friday. And then some people, it thinks that it's very empowering to the body. So when you eat it, you get yourself some luck.
Gives you energy.
It does. Positive energy.
Couscous. I love couscous.
Couscous is really good.
So there's so many different ways to pray for good luck. I wish you all the luck today, 3 of our presenters. Now, every week on Bring It On, we have a new theme. So what's the topic for today? Let's find out. Science and food. Now, I have a feeling that our judges will have a lot to talk about today. But first, what did our viewers think of today's topic? We went out to the streets to find out. Global interactive presentation show, Bring It On. We have our very own smartphone application so you can hear your voice. In season 4, we count the votes live in the studio so we can hear your voice better. You get to choose your favorite item.
I chose B because it looks nice.
I just choose C because it was the first thing.
I chose A because it seems to be very important.
I chose C because it looks interesting.
I chose B because it's really tasteful and I just love it.
I picked A because it sounded the most interesting.
Option C is because it actually reminds me of my hometown.
I chose A because the food is important in the culture.
I choose B because it's the most tasteful.
I choose B because of alcohol. That's it.
To be honest, I chose C because I liked what it was served in.
That was interesting. I heard the word important and what was it? What was
Interesting.
Interesting.
Alcohol.
Right.
I heard
See, I
alcohol.
think a lot of people judged on the appearance more than what they really are. So it makes me more curious because it doesn't look like they knew exactly what they were looking at also.
I know. That was interesting. So we're going to be talking about food and science today. Now, Korea is very proud of our food, right? For example, kimchi. We're very proud of kimchi because not only is it tasteful and it's good for your health, it involves science, fermentation, right?
Yeah, right.
Do you guys want to add anything in? Listen to the sound.
It's science happening.
I know.
Is it really the sound?
fermenting or
Making a beat.
it's a fermentation sound or what?
Yeah, it's the sound of kimchi fermenting,
Popping.
I think. What about in Iran? Do you have something like that in Iran? Fermented food?
Yes, actually, we
couldn't
have
answer.
something like kimchi, which is like yogurt, but we call it must in Persian. And it's actually used a lot. We eat it with dessert, we eat it with like food, lunch, like dinner, everything, even breakfast. And we use it as the dressing of the salads. And the story about this is that one day some Persian nomads, they have been carrying the milk in the pouches and like it turned into something murky. And then they realized that's yogurt and it's eatable and it's delicious. And like they say that's the origin of yogurt.
Wow. So do you guys eat a lot of yogurt in Iran?
Yes, we do. All the time, 3 times a day probably.
Oh, really?
Yes, we do eat a lot.
Oh, okay. What about in Hungary, Janos?
Yes, we have, but a little bit different, not like kimchi or yogurt. We have wine, which one is a different way of to making, and it's long-term storaging, aging, so it's natural making, but different way.
Hungary is famous for wine?
Oh,
No,
yes.
it's not.
Really?
No, it's not.
Robin,
Oh,
you seem to have something to say about that.
I mean, like, it's the first time I hear about some Hungarian wine, so I'm really curious about. Is it this?
yeah, this is it.
Doesn't look like wine. Looks like maybe
Yeah.
grape juice or.
Oh, challenge. Accepted.
Okay, so
I'm sure it's wine.
not a big wine drinker. It's meaning because if you are a big wine drinker, you know European wine areas as one of oldest wine area, the Tokaji, and that's a very famous wine, award-winning wine, year by year, even in French, winning awards. Of course, different categories, not red wine, is white and sweet wine, but you can see is white wine, so it's very rich wine.
Okay. But before that, maybe we can taste the wine?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I mean, Robin, you were curious
Yeah,
if
I'm
it were made
curious.
of real wine, real grapes. So I will volunteer. I mean, I don't want to, but I will taste it and verify to you that it's made of grapes.
How can you verify to me?
I think it's a
I'll
French
taste
guy who has to
I'll
verify it.
taste it. I mean, I'm willing to. I'll take one for the team.
No, it's okay.
Come
It's
on.
okay. You can stay there.
I'll take one for the team. Okay.
Here you go. First, we all the time checking the smell.
Oh, okay. So this
It's-
is how you enjoy Hungarian wine. You smell the pork, right?
Smell what you're feeling.
Oh, it's actually very sweet.
Yeah, and you can feel the aroma already is very, very rich. And
So
then
this
after
is Tokaji.
Tokaji. Yeah,
Tokai.
Tokaji wine.
Tokai wine.
So,
very sweet.
Is it strong?
It's very strong.
Oh.
I could taste a little bit of honey. It's very sweet. The end taste is very sweet.
Ah, that's
but I could
not...
taste the grape too. Okay, it's really good.
Yeah, that's true. Even in our national anthem, this says the honey sweet nectarian. And thanks for
nectar,
God.
Nectar,
Sing it
yes.
for us, please.
It's a nectar, yeah, it's not a wine.
Whoa.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay, it was
Wow.
$200.
We're gonna have drunk.
Okay.
Wow, this is some special wine. Let's move on to Morocco. Umeima, what have you got for us?
Well, unlike Korean food, Moroccan food is usually very mild. And this in front of me today, I have the actual tagine pot we use to cook food. So the tagine pot, as you see, this one we use every day. It can cook actually anything in it. So what I'm saying is that we use it every day to cook different things. And today, here if you see, I have a small tagine pot. But then I will give it to one of you. But of course, that will be if you answer to one question, one simple question. Prepared. So, can you guess how many kind of stews or dishes we can make out of this tagine pot?
50.
30. Thousands.
100. 100.
200.
150.
I'll go back to the 100.
150.
You're almost right.
Up or down?
Up or down?
There's no exact answer to that, actually. I'm sorry, but it's almost 100.
Almost.
So I get Robin's answer as the right answer. Congratulations.
I'm not
So
going to
as
clap
a
to
prize,
that.
Robin gets
Prize.
my eyes at the same time.
He gets this small tagine.
Wow.
Yay!
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, it looks like everyone's quite excited about today's topic because it involves food. We're eager to learn more, but first things first, let's go over our rules. And this is how our point system works. From the judges, 40%. From the studio audience, 10%. Bring It On application, 30%. And the talkback session counts for 20% of the total score. Now here on Bring It On, your opinion matters. Your vote counts for 30%. 30% of the total score. So log on to the Bring It On application and select your favorite item. But if you're catching us on television, voting for next week will be open. So please remember that. Now, with that said, let's start our presentation. Today, we will start with Melina from Iran. Her item is Iran's rice cooking method. Melina, you have 3 minutes. I hope you're ready. Don't be nervous. So to ease your nerves, we have a very special video message from your supporters. Let's watch.
I hope that you win the first prize and get back to Iran as soon as you can. We love you. Good luck.
موفق و پیروز باشی مثل همیشه. قربونت بشم. خیلی دوستت دارم. فدات.
Hello everyone, I'm Melina again from Iran, and today I'm here to tell you about a very delicious topic, which is rice and its ways of cooking. So, Persian cuisine is ancient, varied, and cosmopolitan. Rice, which is berenge in Persian, is the staple food in Iran, and since it's the center meal, its cooking is quite challenging, and it's preserved since ancient time. But it's the only way to bring out the best flavor and the taste of the rice. So let's watch a video about one of these ways and how to make the tahdi, which means pot bottom. So first we wash the rice until the water is clear. Then we cook it with salt, a little salt, until the edge is soft. and we heat the oil, put the tortilla, and make a pyramid of rice above it, and we add saffron for flavor. And this is another type of tahdig with yogurt and saffron and rice, and we use heat diffuser and the kitchen towel on the lid to keep the moisture in the rice. And that way, you're gonna get this golden tahdig. Actually, there are a lot of ways to cook rice in Iran. One is kate, as like other countries, it's just basically cooking rice until the water is fully absorbed. And the second one, as we saw in the video, is polo, which is like when we cook rice with other herbs, such as saffron, for different color, flavors, and medical effects. And the third one is dami, or means steaming. It's the same way as kate, but it's usually cooked with other beans and grains, so it's a little different. As you can see, Iranian way of cooking rice is quite painstaking and challenging, but does it worth the time? The thing is, to answer this question, I came across a very interesting research. They examined 800 different grains of rice, and the findings of this research is that rinsing, especially for 4 times, draining, and boiling the rice has a significant role in decreasing the amount of lead contents and contaminations of the rice. So basically, Iranian way of cooking rice decreases the amount of heavy metals and other contaminations such as pesticides effects and lead contents. And as you can see in the graph, the minimum amount of heavy metals belongs to the rinsing rice and the drained one, while the maximum belongs to the cooked ones and just the raw one. And see, even though it's not worthwhile that much recognized, Persian cuisine is actually gaining popularity in multicultural city. And there are a lot of websites, classes, events all over the world that are trying to promote these ways. And they're actually inviting people to use these ways to cook the rice in a better, much more delicious, healthier way. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
Thank you, Melina, for your great presentation. Let's take some questions. Judges, who would like to start us off? Amy, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Question. Thank you for the great presentation. My question is, you showed a lot of different ways to cook rice, but does it vary depending on time or place or event? Or you just cook it however you want to cook it, whenever you want to cook it?
Mm-hmm. There's like actually different, like our cooking sometimes is like soup and rice. In that case, usually we cook with polo, the way that I showed in the video. But like if you look at back in the time, like some northern part of Iran, which is called Gilan, like it's a province, they usually cook with the way kate. It's like Korea's way, like it's sticky rice. But like basically for us, like everyone now these days, yeah, they just cook it like polo, which is more delicious, and we can add saffron and tahdig. You know, Iranians are like a big fan of tahdig that I showed you, the golden one. Ooh. So yeah, we basically cook it this time like that. But before it depended on the area of the country, kind of.
I'll take the next question.
Yeah, so you told us it's a big part of the Iranian culture. So do you know if you influenced other countries to cook like Persian does, cook the rice, or you know, like if you influence some of your neighboring country?
The thing is, Iran, you know, like as I said, it's like Persian cuisine. It's kind of both affected by some countries around, and it's actually affecting those countries. But like if we look at back, like exactly in the history, like this, especially about this style of cooking polo is like kind of Iranian way to cook it this way. And how would I say this? Like since before Iranians, they were cooking this like just rich people, they were using this style because it's more fancier. It has saffron and tahdig, you know? So that's the reason. Yeah, it's kind of taken back in the history, you know, like it's like more tradition. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's right that it's been affected by other countries. Like for example, Turkish food is pretty similar to Iranian cuisine. Yeah, we have a lot of similarities because they were all affected by each other, kind of.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll take the next question.
For the method of cooking it, in your survey it said that rinsing and boiling and things like that and draining made it so much more better, but that's actually the same for every rice. So what makes your rice different than any other ones around the world?
The thing is, I could not show every step exactly on the video because it's pretty long. Okay. But the first thing Iranians usually do is soaking the rice for a few hours before cooking it, which is like making the rice more tender and it cooks faster. So the cooking, look, how do you say, duration is shorter. And that actually saves a lot of flavor and nutrition in the rice. And the other thing is, I could not exactly show it in the video, but after we boil it with rice, we wash it again. We kind of drain it and we wash it with cold water to get rid of excess salt, extra salt. And that's and the tahdig part, it's pretty different, And usually the herbs that we use, sometimes it's cinnamon or saffron, it's pretty different. So that's what kind of is special about it. Oh, and the thing is, the last part is when after we use the heat diffuser, we have to again steam in the pot. We have to cook it for extra 1 hour, 45 minutes to cook in the best way.
Okay, time's up. Thank you so much about Iran's rice cooking methods. Now it's time to vote. Let's start with our studio audience. Studio audience, please get out your smartphones and get ready to vote. And now it's our judges' turn to vote. Please make up your minds in 3. Please make up your minds in 3, 2, 1. Press the buzzer.
Guys, come on.
Oh! Oh! 3 out of 4. Okay, there's so many elements of surprise here. Let's go through each one. Punita, you're the only one who did not vote for Melina.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got to say, I'm a little surprised.
So am I. I don't know. Maybe I think that's the thing with people who do really well in the first round. I mean, your expectations are that high, and sometimes even if you fall short just a little tiny bit, you get disappointed a lot. And for me, it was kind of like that. I felt more passion in the pistachio story, that presentation. And I don't know, today you said like a lot, even though I'm a Valley girl and I say like a lot. And I think that was kind of, I don't know why. It fell short a bit from the previous presentation.
Okay, but Robin, you had no hesitation whatsoever in pressing the button.
So it's the contrary of Punita. For me, the first presentation was really good, and this one was close to perfect to me because the pronunciation, enunciation, everything was okay, and the contents too. Like you had it right for the question too. We asked you a question, and you were like speaking for 1 minute straight. So yeah, I really like your enthusiasm, so yeah, that's why I vote for you.
Ilya, there were no numbers, there were no graphs.
They were.
There were? Okay.
There were graphs.
Okay.
But I did not pay attention.
No, I'm saying there weren't that humongous amount of numbers that you like.
Still, that for me, it's been a real long time, but I kind of agree with Robin. It was a flawless presentation. You really took our advice to your heart. You slowed it down. It was absolutely perfect. And I want to see you in the finals.
Wow, I think that's the first time you used the word perfect on our show.
Janos, give him more wine.
Wow. Wow, that's a surprise coming from you, Ilya. So our judges, 3 of our judges voted for Melina. Let's find out what our studio audience thought of her presentation. Here are the studio points for Melina. From the judges, 30 points. From our studio audience, 8 points for a total of 38 points from the studio. Wow.
I think I tried my best for this presentation, but yeah, it was kind of sad that I could not get the full points, but I will try my best for talkback.
Next Next up is Janos from Hungary. His item is Hungary's Tokaji wine aging method, and I, for one, am looking forward to his presentation. But first things first, let's hear from his supporters.
Tokaji wine is the sweetest wine in the world.
Fighting Janos.
This?
Janos fighting.
I like the world's best sweet wine. Fighting Janos.
I love you, Uncle Janos.
Hi, my name is Janos. I'm from Hungary. Today I'm going to present the world's finest wine. I jumped too fast anyway. You can see we have a long history. It's 12th century, the first historical record. But the important, the 16th century, when become very popular, the wine. And we have a sales contract with London, Vienna, Petersburg, and many other countries. Very important, the 17th century, when the first closed and protected wine area, and also the first permitted medicine, the Tokaji wine. 2002 is UNESCO protected too. Wine of kings, kings of wines. Who said this one? French king, Louis XIV, said this one. He's a satisfied, I think, very well. And Tokaji wine lovers list is very, very long. Just few names: Schubert, Goethe, Schiller, Walter, Beethoven, Napoleon. I'm already said is in the Hungarian attempt too. Let's see. Tokaji is actually a city and a hill name. And that area have 28 small towns and villages. It's a very small area, it's not a big area, and very important the weather. Let's see a little bit how it's looking. So weather is very important because we have a very long, dry autumn, and it's really important for the Tokaji wine. The Tokaji wine secret, two kind of grapes made two kind of wine. One is the regular one, it's grapes varieties we're making, and the other one, called Tokaji, as you can see on the picture, is a late harvested grape, which one is a special beneficial fungus ripened grape. It's concentrating the sweet and all aromas. So two kind of wine made the Tokaji wine. Let's see how it works. It's a perfect engagement. How we doing this? So all bottles have a number, 6, 5, or 4, and we have this really sweet asu wine and the regular wine, how we mixing. So if on the bottle is 6, we put 8-liter asu in one bottle. And this is how we mixing. Of course, we have 100% asu wine, which is really expensive and really, really sweet. Okay, let's see. The storaging method is really important. We're using quality oak, and cellar condition is also really important. We also using highest technology right now with monitoring and doing everything. So really high technology using this time. The sales, not too much we making the highest quality wine. 7,000 hectoliter Tokaji wine.
And I'm going to have to stop you right there. Okay. Time's up. Okay, it feels like it was a little rushed at the end. Let's find out what our judges thought of the presentation. Do you guys have any questions leading up to his conclusion?
Yes. Great presentation. I didn't know how significantly historical this wine was, but why don't we know about it? Why have we not heard about it until today?
It's very, very famous. Just you don't know.
Yeah, but why don't we know about it?
I don't know. That's a good question. So, you're not interested about quality wine?
That's the answer.
Let's take the second question.
Okay, I'm curious about the price of one bottle, and also you talk about like there is 2 grapes, right, in this wine. But if you put more of one of the grapes, does it get like more expensive, or?
Yeah. So
the asu.
Yeah, it's called asu. Is the dried grapes. So that's the secret actually. How many we call bucket, how many this bucket we putting in one barrel. And we have numbers, 6 is the highest one, but have a more highest one is 100% asu.
So it's better?
Yeah, it's of course, and it's much more expensive. So important how many asu in the wine, important the age, important when made it. If it's, it was a good year, good season, good summer, that's important. And all wine have a different price all year, so it's really hard. And also it's limited, so it's a small wine area, not too much wine we have, and it's all the time, like a stock market, the price is jumping.
What would the most expensive brand of Tokaji cost like?
Hat is $1 million.
Wow.
If it's 100 or over age, over 100 years old, it's really expensive.
Ooh, so that was some expensive wine that I drank. Good for me, okay. Okay, thank you, Janos. That's all the time we have for question and answers, and now it's time to vote. Studio audience, let's start with you. Please get out your smartphones and get ready to vote. And now, judges, let's turn to you. Please make up your minds in 3. Please make up your minds in 3, 2, 1. Press the buzzer. It seems like only Amy voted for Janos. Let's hear why. Amy?
No, I think it was a great presentation. I learned a lot. The Q&A session was really strong as well, and I think you have a lot coming in the talkback session as well. Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't vote for him.
I don't know, for me, I feel like especially for this topic, since it's food, you are a salesman and you are supposed to sell this item for us. And for me, it just wasn't enough for me to press the button. If it's $200 for that bottle of wine, you have to be selling it for me, to me,
Honestly,
sorry.
They asked the price, not time started to talk about it.
Oh, right, but I wanted you to make us reach into our pockets and buy this bottle of wine. And for me, it wasn't strong enough.
Well, you made actually the biggest mistake that all presenters do. You covered too much in too little time.
Yeah,
you try to cover the history, the taste, the economy behind the wine, all in 3 minutes. That's not the right way to go. And just as Punita said, when we had the previous presentation, it actually made my mouth water. I actually craved for ice. And during your presentation, I didn't feel like having a glass of wine. So for that reason, I didn't vote.
Okay, some harsh feedback from our judges. So only Amy voted for Janos. Let's find out the studio audience score for Janos. Here are the studio points for Janos. From the judges, as you can see, 10 points. Our studio audience, 4 points for a total of 14 points from the studio.
I had a very complex topic. It was really hard to explain the Tokaji wine. I tried to the best. I tried to talk about it, everything, history, making process, storaging, economic, new technology, tradition, and sales, and maybe I tried too much.
Our last presenter is Umeima from Morocco. She will be presenting about the Moroccan traditional tagine pot. Before we hear from her, here's a video message from her supporters. Let's watch.
Et on compte sur toi, on te souhaite bonne chance et on sait que tu vas gagner. Et bonne année à vous tous.
On te suit tous de tout près, on est tous fiers de toi et on te souhaite un très bon courage et surtout une bonne année. Gros bisous.
Hello everyone, my name is Umeima and I'm from Morocco. And today I'll be talking about the Moroccan tagine. Now today's subject is very close to my heart, but it's even closer to my stomach. Today's subject is going to be to explain how Moroccan tagines use steam circulation for cooking perfection. Now the tagine is the name of the famous Moroccan dish, but it's also the name of the pot in which it's cooked. It's usually made out of clay, and it comes in different colors and paintings. Now, the secret behind the Moroccan tagine shape is actually very incredible science. If you remember back in chemistry class, when we were made to use those conical flasks to prevent evaporation, but we never thought that the same principle could help us improve our meals. Impressive, right? So how does it work? We only put a minimum amount of water into the pot or the food, and then we close it. And as it heats up, it rises up, and then it gets trapped by the pot or the lid. And then it cools down, it goes back into the food, and it's a circulation, if you see what I mean. Now you're asking me, so what's the difference between this and between using a slow cooker, for example? Before answering to that, let's watch this video. I made this experiment myself where I used the same ingredients in both the Moroccan tagine pot and the slow cooker. I turned off the fire, and then I waited for 30 minutes to compare the temperature at the end. And guess what's the outcome?
Wow. Wow.
The tagine definitely wins.
Ta-da.
So it's very simple. The shape of the lid means that the water or the moisture keeps going back to the food and cooks with it, rather than being just stuck in the lid, as it's the case for the slow cooker. And one more thing, in the case of the tagine pot, after it's cooked, we serve it in the same pot, so we don't have to serve it in a separate dish. So that's pretty impressive. Now, talking about the origins of the tagine, unfortunately, it's not unknown up to now, but one plausible theory says that the nomads in North Africa, back in the days, used the first tagine because, one, they lacked enough cooking materials, and two, the tagine was pretty convenient because it's both a serving and a cooking pot. At the end, I wanted to share with you how to make your own tagine, because you know what? It's very simple. All you will need is first to get your tagine pot, since there are many diverse kinds of them. Then you get your ingredients. You choose your protein. It could be anything you want, like chicken, fish, anything that comes in mind, really. And then you add the vegetables of your choice, the spices of your choice. And you know what? That's pretty much it, because the pot does the rest for you. At the end, you'll have to serve it in the tagine, and I hope you will enjoy. Thank you.
Woohoo! Thank you, Ima. Let's take some questions. Judges.
So, what is the best food you can make with tagine? Like, what is really like, for you, what is the best, like, if you use tagine? Except of tagine.
Of course.
Of the dish.
Well, I will answer that question from personal point of view. For me, I love chicken. That's why I put the ingredients of chicken. So chicken with lemon, and then a little bit of onions. That would be perfect. You just put it to heat for like 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, and then you serve it. That's actually very, very good, with spices, of course.
I think they're beautiful, and they're also really functional. I'm just wondering what you think is the best way to introduce it to the world.
I would say that tagine doesn't need to be introduced to the world. It's already out in the world, and everybody knows about it. Well, I would say that I have to encourage natural cooking. And because it's made out of clay, the clay itself, it changes it adds a little bit of taste to the food. So that could be helpful as well. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted your opinion on that.
Yeah, that was my opinion.
Ilya.
Just a very simple question. For example, back at your home in Morocco, does your utensils in kitchen are all on this? Do you have just regular European kettles or whatever, or do you just use this tagine thing?
We do have a normal European, like slow cooker and other stuff, but we use them when we are very busy and we don't have much time. But for the tagine, it's very special and very, it's the favorite for Moroccan people. So when you have time and you really want to enjoy food or a really good meal, you use tagine in that case.
Okay. Let's turn to our studio audience if they have any questions. Can I see a hand? Raise your hand if you have any questions for Ima. Okay.
I wanted to ask how to use the tagine. I mean, can you just put it on a gas stove? Is it okay to just put it directly on a gas stove? Like, how do you use it?
Okay, that's a good question. Thank you. Well, you can either use it in a stove, but the best way will be to use it directly on the fire source. That makes it more usable or like more efficient in cooking.
Okay, thank you, Melina, for all your answers. I think it's time to vote. Studio audience, please get out your smartphones and get ready to vote. And now our judges, it's time for you guys to vote. Please make up your minds in 3, 2, 1. Press the buzzer.
Yeah, you got that. Ready? Go.
Wow! Perfect score from our judges. Congratulations, Melina. Wow. Okay, let's hear why. Starting with you, Ilya. Why?
Why not?
Oh!
I mean, I really like how you brought science to your presentation. That was lacking in the previous one. You not just introduced us the traditional Moroccan thing, you introduced it from a scientific point of view, and that was a huge plus for me. For that reason, I voted.
Amy, what about you?
Yeah, I think the delivery was really well done. She made strong eye contact, unlike many of the presenters. I don't know why they're too concerned with the slides or with the cameras or what it is, but she made really strong eye contact with all of us who were giving the vote. So I think that was a great job.
I think like Amy, the delivery was really, really, really good. And also what I liked was she made it look simple. Like it was really simple to understand what she was saying. And like there was not too much information. So it was just like perfect 3-minute time management. So yeah, perfect.
So perfect score from our judges. That's impressive. Let's find out the total studio points for Umeima. Here are the studio points for Umeima. From the judges, as you can see, 40 points. Perfect score. And from our studio audience, will it be as high?
Wow.
9 points for a total of 49 points from the studio. Now that is an impressive score.
I was really happy because I got the perfect score twice from the judges, last time and this time, and I'm even more motivated for the next time, so I'm really, really happy.
An impressive score, but we still have that 30 points from you. So log on to the application and vote for your favorite presentation. And speaking of, let's make them fight for it. Yes, I'm talking about that session. It's time for the talk back. It's time for the talk back. Now our presenters will have to attack and fight back. You will have to impress our judges, our studio audience. At the same time, our real-time viewers will be sending in their votes through our application. Now, anything's allowed, so attack skillfully and defend wisely. You have 3 minutes to outwit your rivals, and your time starts now.
Okay, I will ask you the first question. The thing is, as I read, according to the results of Viticulture Research Institute of Tarkal, if I say the name right, they got the samples of 15 different wines from local wineries, and the thing is only 3 samples could pass the standard. Basically, one just had the characteristics of the real wine of the origin, like the region. And the thing is, the 12 more samples, either they tasted like soap, or they had bed bugs in it, or they had a stench of sulfur, or their iron content was pretty higher than acceptable level. So how can you say like this is still the finest wine?
Okay, what is your information source? What is your information source? Is
According
that true?
to the research of the
here's
university,
another question
I'm
for
telling
you, Jonas.
No, that's not
No.
That's
I have
not
another
I'm giving you the results of the research. I'm telling you the name, Viticulture Research Institute of Tarkal. You can go to the website and you can look it up.
What is
Okay, I would bring some proof.
Okay, you guys, you can check that later. You can check that later. But here's my next question for you, Jonas. You said that you're going to start producing just first-class wine. How about all those people who cannot afford that kind of money? What do you do about them?
everybody buy Mercedes-Benz? No.
Not everybody, exactly.
So it's a
but-
high-quality wine. It's a process.
But like,
It's
if
expensive
Hungary
to
is
make.
famous for that, I think all people have the right to try that, right?
We have not Tokaji branded wine. We have many other Hungarian wine. Can I ask you about your tagine?
Right.
So it looks like the history book. It's nothing upgraded. Look at the Korean, how upgraded the rice cooking techniques.
Yeah.
Now I have a cook-off. What's your future with this tagine?
It wasn't upgraded because it's just
all the time
fine
I
as
have
it is.
Wait.
I all the time have to make a fire to
I read
cook.
about it. Actually, you did not talk about the glaze that you use in your pot. But as I read Morocco and other countries that are having this pot, the glaze they use is mainly made of lead, and it's actually, people might get lead poisoning, and it's made of.
I wasn't talking about
And actually, in 2004, November 2004, a lot of pots
You
they
read
were
a lot of
actually
things.
imported to a lot of countries.
Just listen to me.
No. It was bad because they got that these pots are releasing lead into
Here's
other
a
people's
question for you.
food. So
Okay,
it was
good.
pretty
here's a
dangerous. They
question
did
for
not
you.
let them.
How come
Middle
Iranian
East-
rice is not popular? If I
Middle
say
Eastern
American
cuisine is
burger,
very-
Italian pizza,
I told you there are a lot
German
of
beer,
classes.
that is the
There are
Iranian
a lot
price.
of
No one
events.
knows.
There
You
are
still
a
cannot
lot
buy
of
it.
events and
Unbelievable.
classes, and websites are all promoting Iranian ways of cooking.
One last
Really?
question
I
for you.
searched.
One last
I
question for
researched
you.
and I nothing found.
The all Middle Eastern cuisine is known for the rice and saffron. So how is
The way
Iranians
of cooking, the way of cooking
It's
is
pretty
different.
similar.
No, the way
I'm
of cooking
from
is
an Arabic country
exactly
and I know.
totally different. This is actually, even if yours is similar, it's because it's affected by Iran cuisine. You know?
I think it's
because
both
Persian
history
cuisine,
book. It's
our
nothing
history comes back to
technology,
5000
nothing
BC,
scientific,
and we have
nothing
really long history in life.
One. Time's up. Please stop talking.
Actually, this time I really enjoyed the talk back. Like, contestants are pretty strong and they're like really good and prepared. But yeah, I did try my best again to talk as much as I can, or actually ask the questions I have to ask.
Very interesting. The girls attacking a lot. It was really loud, really pushing me, and almost I couldn't rest. Oh my God.
The talk back this time was very scary. There were questions coming from all the directions, but then I tried to answer as much as I can, and I really hope I'll get the bonus points.
Wow!
I mean, if I let you guys talk for a longer time, I think this could actually be a real fight. Now that was
personal.
fierce, yes.
Wow.
Family members come out in the picture.
Yeah, it's a good thing that we've restricted the time to 3 minutes. I don't know what would have happened if it went a little longer. Now it's up to our judges and our studio audience to decide who to award that extra 20 points. I feel like this is going to be a tough decision. So, judges, please huddle up and make your decisions.
Okay.
It seems like our judges reached a decision. So, who will you give your extra 10 points and why?
Well, it was a tough decision as you all came in ready to fight. You went to war during that talkback session, and we loved it. It was very entertaining.
It was so fun.
But there was one person that stood out among the three, one person that came prepared, one person that was ready to take down their opponents, and that person is, drum roll please. Melina!
Okay, the judges' 10 points went to Melina. Let's find out our studio audience's points. Who did they go with? Would it be Melina, Umeima, or Janos? It was a pretty close call, but our studio audience went with... Umeima. Congratulations. So that's all the scores from the studio. Let's add up that votes and find out the final results coming shortly. It's time to hear the verdict. I have the final results in my hand. We've added all the points from our judges, our studio audience, our application, and the final talkback session. Now today, our winner will go straight to the finals, but whoever comes in third place, this will be the end of your Bring It On journey. So I will start with a difficult announcement. Coming in third place is Janos. We're very sorry.
It's okay.
But your score was a little on the low side, 25.73 points total. Do you have any last words to say to us?
Yeah, people vote for me or the judgment, not for the wine, so it's okay.
Okay. So thank you for your presentation. We learned so much about the Hungarian wine, so why don't we give it up for Janos? One of these two presenters will be named today's winner. Who will it be? Umeima representing Morocco or Melina from Iran? Now, they were pretty high up in the studio, so did the online votes change things? Coming in first place today and going straight to the finals is with 68.48 points total. Umeima, congratulations!
High score.
Judges, studio audience, Bring It On app, bonus points, and the final score.
Congratulations, Umeima, with 68.48 points. You're going straight to the finals.
I'm very excited about the result, and I would like to thank our judges for giving me a full score. I'm even more motivated for my next presentation. And of course, I would like to thank the audience for voting for me, and for my parents, of course, who are always there to support me.
Okay, I'll see you in the finals, Umeima. Okay, regardless of the results, we've enjoyed each and every one of your presentations. So why don't we give it up once more to our amazing presenter. Survival presentation show Bring It On. On each episode, 3 presenters will promote their unique cultures here on the show. Now, we're done with the second playoff. You've seen how badly our presenters want this, so the game has just started. It's gonna be an exciting episode next week, so don't miss it. Until we introduce all fascinating items from around the world, we will continue to bring it on. I'll see you next week, guys. Bye. 하나, 둘, 셋. So log on to our application and participate. Come on.